Do this shit until they murder me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another World of Tanks console video. My name is XenoZach and today's video will feature a community replay submission from SteelTiiTan. Now apologies for this, Steel. I've held on to your replays for quite a while and I'm finally getting around to being able to put out a video for your replays. SteelTiiTan will be driving the FCM 50TD Tier 8 French Heavy Premium Tank. You can see that this is actually a fairly old replay. As you can see, he's actually doing the Fight for the Academy, and he's obviously a part of the Ninjutsu Academy. Again, one of those things that I've clearly been holding on to your replays for a little bit too long. So, right off the bat, he has his platoon mate. He's doing this in a duo. Vito AG, and the AMX M445 is right beside him. Now you saw that. That was clearly an accident. Just wait for this one. We'll go past it. Vito AG is in his Senshi, and right there. Boom. The AMX just didn't really like him at all. I assume that's what it was. Either that or he was pretty much, someone finally realized that it was Steel and was like, I don't want you, even though I know you. I want to get rid of you. You always have friends like that. If you don't, I have quite a few. You can have some. So the FCM 50T is one of the two Tier 8 French heavy tanks and the more mobile of the two. Now the AMX M4 MLE 49 is the more heavily armored. However, the FCMT gets the job done with its mobility. The 90 mil on this tank is definitely a good selection for it. I kind of like it. It has 212 millimeters of penetration on its standard AP rounds, and that's mostly all you're going to be seeing SteelTiiTan fire. Now, he's doing something a little bit interesting. This position that he pulls up into is actually the position that the light tanks would normally come to be able to spot out the enemy team. Now, he's doing this in a heavy tank, and there's the GW Tiger obviously trying to get him. Or at least I think that's the GW Tiger. Is it a GW Tiger? We'll check back with the artillery later. Artillery is artillery. But you can see that he's clearly using his view range, trying to get some assisted. And that's all he's trying to do in this first part of the replay. Obviously, he wants to cause damage as he's a heavy tank. Heavy tanks normally are supposed to be up in the front. However, because his team decided to go to the eastern end or western end on that side, he pretty much held out this side and tried to have his team spot for his team over here. I had a chance to see if that was a GW. I think it's the GW Tiger anyway. So he's just working the ridge lines, doing what light tank should do on this end, and definitely in the T26E4, and good shot right in there, 218 T26E4 that has good frontal armor, but on the side not so much. That one gets into the tracks, he bounces a shot, and you can see that although the FCM is not as heavily armored as the AMX MLE 49, it does have a good frontal turret. Oh, good shot right, or I should say hull. But good shot there. That was a great snipe. Definitely putting in some work, and gets in another one as well as a track. Now that track is important because when an enemy finishes it off, he still gets assisted damage for it. Now he's just taking assist, and you can see that his team is definitely putting in some damage on this side. They just keep taking out anything that he spots, and the Oni not paying attention, obviously just, oh cool, you know, there's probably a fly going around, my team's just dropping. Now this one was never going to penetrate. The Oni actually has fairly decent frontal turret armor, and that's where the shot actually went. However, this one on the Pershing, the standard Tier 8 premium American tank, or premium Tier 8 medium tank, didn't even hesitate to penetrate, hit the side of that, and the Pershing doesn't really have good turret armor on the sides of it anyway, so KV-85 gets spotted, and you can see he was going to auto-aim, but he decides, I need this shot definitely in. So he pulls up, aims correctly. Now he switches his focus to the T-28 American tank destroyer, and some of you are going to get puzzled. Well, he got damaged, but not by SteelTiiTan. Now, here's the thing that you guys might want to notice is that even though the target is red, he's actually shooting right where it's supposed to, where he says it's red. The rounds are actually falling a little bit lower than where he wants it to go, so he's not getting of that. And you can see the team just got steamrolled at this point. SteelTiiTan basically covered most of that with 9 of them getting spotted right off the bat. VK-3601H getting shot on the side, but instead of finishing off and getting a kill, boom, goes for the Pershing and tries to increase his own damage. However, his platoon mate, Vito AG in Senshi, takes the hill, puts his focus onto the Motherland and the Tier 8 premium medium tank, and that was never going to penetrate. The turret on that Motherland's actually fairly good. However, when he reversed, gave the frontal hull a weak spot by dipping back down and just being annihilated from the team. Now look at this right here. Hits the rock. Now keep that in mind. He hit the rock. He's not even focusing on the Tiger 1 hammer, and you're gonna see something. He gets the assisted because he's the one spotting because he has the better view range on this. Boom, finishing off the hammer gives him another assisted, and so he's just going to help his team trying to get that. Now, will he get the finishing kill? Nope. Quite a few of those guys actually bounced. So the GW Tiger gets taken out in the end. Poor guy never stood a chance, getting taken out by the T-29. Quite a hefty amount of gameplay right there. Very steamrolled and just a short game. 194,217 silver earned, 4,439 experience, 3,566 damage, 6,347 assisted damage. SteelTiiTan, I'm just gonna say, man, put the game down. You're way too good at this game at this point. You've pretty much accomplished what most people want to accomplish. No, but seriously, I always like watching your replays. They're very good. They always make me think, okay, there's always room for improvement. Now, notice that he has a 2,236 base experience in this game, and that was only worth a second class mastery badge. I don't know what the people in the FCM 50T are doing, but having a 2,236 experience being a second class mastery, I would definitely like to get my hands on an ace tanker in this. 3,566 damage dealt of his own, with only 15 of them actually penetrating. Although he fired 25 shots, you can see the ammunition cost for the FCM 50T is fairly low, 6,375, and that's 25, only 15 of those penetrated. Definitely, he obviously spec'd this out a little bit for view range, because that 6,347 assisted damage would put most light tank drivers to shame. As you definitely took on a scout role in this, you didn't get any kills in this game. However, you did use your view range to be able to get the view out for your team, and having that assisted damage just roll right in. And I've had a few games like this. Recently, the CWZ 120 1GFT, using my tank, the tank destroyer, as the scout tank. You definitely filled in that role with the FCM 50T. I like the fact that it's a more mobile heavy tank, and I assume that's kind of the reason you did as well. You did get your second class mastery. I assume by now, your second mastery, marks of excellence. I assume by now you have a third class mastery on this, or third class marks of excellence, which would be 95% and above. However, even though this replay is quite short, we're not going to end off there. I have one more replay of the FCM 50T that I'd like to share with you guys, again from SteelTiiTan. This time we're going to be rolling up on Westfield Winter. And again, I gotta point it out, dude, you just have some incredible matchmaking. I wish I got these more often. If you're getting these more often than not, I think Wargaming is helping you way too much. You should share that matchmaking with us. So this time he's going to be using his FCM 50T. Now, what I noticed from, again, on Westfield, and you'll notice his team goes off to the right, And SteelTiiTan doesn't follow the team. SteelTiiTan creates his own gameplay. He doesn't like going with the team. He prefers becoming the playmaker in a sense, the quarterback of his team. His platoon mate in the T95E2 Seeker Fempt, I want to say, I think that's what it was. Seeker Frempt, that's what it is. Apologies, Seeker, I didn't mean to mess up your name. You guys are going to be pulling right up to the middle. Now, one of the things I always notice with Steel is he's not trying to be out of position, but he doesn't want to have the team exposed from the rear. So while his team is definitely, oh look, someone joined your party right there. While some of his team will always go down one side, he wants to make sure if he's in a heavy tank or in a tank that a mobile tank, he wants to be able to spot for the team and keep them covered, and just be able to keep the view range out for his team. He's not afraid to be able to put himself in a different position and move around. This is quite good tank tactics, and I wish I could sit down and actually talk with him and have conversations with what he does when he's going through a battle the minute he sees the game start playing out in those first minutes of the game. I say that, and then the last game was very short that his team pretty much steamrolled. Seeker Frempt. Sorry about that, bud. I knew it was Seeker, I just didn't remember the last part. Now, this replay I noticed was actually older than the previous replay in his FCM 50T. As you can see, he only has one mark of excellence on this tank, and in the other one he has two. I don't know if that was just because this one was the higher base experience, so I went off of that. But enough of that. You can see that nobody was in the middle, and he just pretty much drove straight through there, spotted majority of the tanks trying to get up into the top position on Westfield, which is basically where your heavies and mediums go to brawl it out, while normally your light tanks and tank destroyers would be on the outside of the map spotting in. Tried to get a shot on the T29, however the T29 just wasn't having any of it as it track seated. Now, Seeker Frempt was getting shot from behind, so they turn around and put focus, and you can see that they got shot again with a premium APCR around there. You can always tell APCR by the color of the shell, and T28 prototype got damaged in the ammo rack, but you can tell that the T28 prototype is about to fire, and no, does he fire? He took 2 rounds and he didn't do anything. It wasn't the prototype, it was actually signing planes. Oh, sorry. Joined another party again. The low is on the outside, and he's the one actually firing APCR. Now, I don't think the low has that bad of penetration that you really need to fire premium rounds. However, I know the profitability on that tank is monstrous, so most people just tend to do that. And you can see again just another APCR round. I don't know what it is about people in premium rounds now, man. We gotta like turn that down or something. Now, while he didn't do any damage in that, he did cause a crit on that. And that's going to play into an important part right here, as you're about to see. Hit the tracks, damaged it, and the low decides, screw that, I'm not staying out in the open. Takes a blind shot. I was actually a little bit puzzled by this. He took a blind shot on the church, and the prototype got spotted. Now, keep in mind, kids, he just switched to the premium APCR rounds on the FCM 50T, and he's aiming on the outside of the turret of the T28 prototype. Now, keep that in mind if you ever go against it. The cheeks of the prototype on the turret are actually weak points. Only the frontal gunman around the gun mantle is actually decently armored, as well as the front of the tank. Unless you're a tier 9 with over 250 millimeters of penetration, you probably won't be going through that. Tiger 2 picks up the kill on the Tiger 2, and it's a little bit different from the last game where he wasn't getting any kills but a lot of assisted. Well, in this game, he decides he wants some kills. Trying to get a shot on the M4, the EZ8, not able to, and the IS3 still pulling there, so he's going to try and do it again. Now, I'm actually puzzled as to this. The enemy team didn't push up on that side. They pretty much tried brawling it out way too much on the top, and he's just in a better position. Remembered exactly where the IS3 was, took a shot, and got a penetrating shot. Great sniping shot there. Poor play by the IS3 by not angling himself. Just left himself in the same position and aimed. Probably didn't want to give that 0.44 dispersion on that 122, but that's always there. Now, here's something interesting that I found. You notice on his right, there's going to be a medium tank. He bounced on an STA-1. That tank is so lightly armored, I was baffled by it. That was some crazy angle, either some crazy angle or just poor penetration RNG on that. I'm still baffled by it. Although the STA-1 did manage to get a penetrating round on him, so unfortunately for you, Steel, it's just not your day. And again, however, this time the STA-1 doesn't manage to penetrate, and SteelTiiTan doesn't make a mistake 3 times in a row, finally gets a good round in him, and you can see, boom, Seeker Friend in the T95E2 platoon mate takes that kill from him, and it's like, nope, not worth it. Now, for those of you who get the unfortunate matchmaking of being a tier 6 in a tier 8 game, please don't be this Churchill. Churchill is very slow, and going uphill is even slower. He's getting shot constantly by a tier 8, and only now does he decide, I need to go back down. A little bit too late there, Johnny boy. Now, Borsig with the 128, boom, right into the front of that. I was going to get overmatched regardless. 128 has great penetration, but he's not going to stick around for the Borsig. Borsig doesn't stick around either way. FCM 50T has just been one great game. They both, I believe, have 3 kills between them, so it would have been a brothers in arms. I remember. However, the Carnarvon takes the kill, and SteelTiiTan obviously wants some revenge for his buddy. Sets him on fire. The fire extinguisher goes off. He's gonna go for the ram, and friendly Borsig says no. Revenge is not served, sir, and takes the kill away from SteelTiiTan. Very contradictory of the first game, considering the first game you didn't really get kills. However, this game you definitely did try to, and still a first-class mastery badge. But you again I can point out it only has 1 marks of excellence, so you can see that this was actually this was 2 months prior. The last replay was from September. This one is actually from, I think that's July. Yeah, July 25th. 5,179 damage dealt, 2,090 damage assisted damage, 22 penetrations, 395 damage blocked, 148,366 silver, 3,830 experience earned. Premium time with the high caliber award and another Confederate award, as he was still spotting and causing damage. He just didn't finish the enemies off on quite a few of those. 2,321 base experience is still just a first-class mastery badge, as impressive as ever. I'm still impressed by the fact that people are doing so well in the FCM 50T, and that's because the 2.2 K base experience that you had in the first replay was just the second class. This is a first class. I don't know what you have to do. Probably 2,500 base experience in order to earn yourself a mastery class badge on this tank, Ace Tanker. So he had 131,434 base silver earned in this tank. A very profitable machine. However, this time you can see this ammunition cost did go up with 21,540. That's because he did dip into those APCR rounds to be able to snipe into the turret of that prototype a little bit better. 22 penetrations, 33 shots fired. Still 21,000 is still really great as far as shell costs go. Keep that in mind if you ever decide to pick this tank up. Still using that Premium Nation consumable, and minus 20,000 for that. 148,000, almost 150,000 silver earned on this game is definitely impressive. However, I still want to know: have you gotten an Ace Tanker in this game, in this tank already? Because 2,321 base experience is impressive as is. This would push most tanks at an insane Ace Tanker. I just want to know if you have an Ace Tanker replay of the FCM 50T, please send it to me. I promise I can get that one out a lot faster than I have with holding these. SteelTiiTan, of course, has submitted quite a few of these replays before, and I hope he keeps submitting them. I'm pretty much going to basically have a folder of community replay submissions of just SteelTiiTan at this point, because I want to try to get out his replays fairly soon so that I don't hold on to him any longer. thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like for SteelTiiTan, and Steel if you ever get a chance to watch this. Apologies again. It's taken quite a long time to be able to put this out, and I'll try to get out your other replays in the coming weeks. And this time, I actually mean that. I'm not going to try to hold on to them any longer, because they are impressive replays. So look forward to any of the replays that SteelTiiTan has. He's going to have quite a few on this channel. So if you guys have any replays that you like to submit, just head over into the info tab, send them directly, or if you have any clips that you'd like to send, feel free to send them into my Xbox gamer tag. I'm on Xbox One, and just send it to XenoZach, all lowercase, and I'll be able to at least pick up some clips for maybe one of those I won't say why you have to be mad type of things, but some of those lull moments in World of Tanks console. That's it from me, guys. I'll catch you next time. Have a good night.
Hey, there's no way without you.